We live in an era where everyone is terrified of being forgotten for even 5 minutes. We broadcast every half-baked plan, every minor win, and every fleeting thought, trading actual potential for a cheap, blinding hit of digital validation. Psychologists call this the spotlight effect. We walk around completely convinced the world is judging our every move. Because of this, our decisions get dragged off course, scattering our focus just to indirectly impress people who aren't even paying attention. Chasing that premature applause drops your self-worth. It triggers a natural sociological jealousy in the people around you, and it suffocates your ambition long before you ever sit down to do the actual work. The only countermeasure is what we can call phase 1, the vanishing. You have to step out of that light entirely and become an absolute mystery to your peers, your coworkers, and even your family. This means a total blackout on your plans. You stop sharing your opinions. You hide every important detail of your life. When someone asks what you're up to, give them a blank look and say, "Nothing special." Severing those ties goes against our natural instinct to share. It hurts, but your own words and your constant desire to speak them are the single biggest threat to your progress. You have to lock down your mouth. Weaponized silence serves a cold structural purpose. It builds a wall around your potential, ensuring no external interference can poison the work before it is finished. Once you cut the cord, you enter phase 2, the shadow work. The immediate reality of disappearing is a terrifying void. There is no feedback loop, there is no applause, and you are forced to become your own sole source of validation. Inside that void, you have to reprogram your mind. You have to become ruthlessly, mathematically selfish. Your personal growth takes priority over absolutely everything else, even if it means permanently cutting off friends who drag your baseline down. Think of human output as an equation. Let's look at 2 hypothetical fighters. Fighter A trains 14 hours, sleeps 8, leaving 2 hours for survival. Fighter B trains 8, sleeps 8, and relaxes 8. In the ring, Fighter B is mathematically guaranteed to be dismantled. Achieving an elite level of success has nothing to do with natural talent. It is simply the brutal reallocation of 100% of your energy away from maintaining a polite public persona and dumping it straight into invisible execution. So let's strip away the internet glamour of going into hiding. It is not pretty. It means enduring severe physical pain, profound mental exhaustion, and devastating, humiliating failures on repeat. But there is a golden rule in the shadows. You must hide your sweat. The public must never see the mechanics of your struggle. No one gets to witness your moments of defeat. Look at Thomas Edison. Society only respects the final, tangible result of his work, not the grueling, agonizing process it took him to get there. He famously failed over 1,000 times in the dark, but history wiped that failure clean the absolute second he delivered one working product. The exact same rule applies to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Before he turned India into a global leader in missile technology, his early projects, like the SLV-3 rocket, were complete, catastrophic failures. Society is inherently unforgiving of your struggle while you're at the bottom. Because of that, you only need one massive, undeniable success to permanently erase 100 hidden failures from the public record. Which brings us to phase 3, the reemergence. This is the definitive moment where you finally step back into the light, but only after your secret targets have actually been achieved. The external reaction is always the same: absolute shock and disbelief. Your peers are suddenly confronted by an unrecognizably competent, physically and mentally sharp version of you. You will encounter a strange internal shift in this moment. You've spent months or years answering only to yourself, measuring progress against a private standard rather than public opinion. This prolonged isolation forces you to become your own source of validation. By the time the crowd starts cheering, the applause feels like background noise. Your self-worth was already forged in the silence, making their opinion a secondary concern. Isolation eventually exposes the narrowness of your old ambitions. Having survived the dark, your original targets suddenly look tiny compared to what you now know you can achieve. Your new baseline becomes an infinite, insatiable hunger for growth. It drives you to intentionally readjust the spotlight, turn your back on the crowd, retreating into the dark to tackle even larger targets. True power resides in finding permanent peace within the silence.
In a world that begs for attention, choosing to remain an untouchable mystery is the final, definitive victory.